Have you ever assumed something and you just made things up in your head and they weren't true at all? Like you were assuming? Yeah, I've done that too. And assuming can definitely cause strains in relationship and without going to the source and getting the facts. So, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nina Marie Matthews. Thank you for tuning in to another video. I'm so glad that you're here. And yeah, I'm just speaking on when we assume. And you know the saying, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and the other person. And we don't want to do that. So I just wanted to go over just a couple of definitions of assuming. So the first definition is having or showing the attitude of someone who assumes something that should not be assumed. And then the other one is accepting something as true without proof, acting in a presumptuous or arrogant manner, or serving as a conjunction to mean if or supposing a situation occurs. So, yeah, I just wanted to speak real quickly about when we assume. Assuming gets us nowhere. I used to, back in the day, if I felt something was off or something was wrong, I'm like starting to put situations in my head and I'm assuming that this person meant something when that may have not been the case. And without having to confront the person, I may have just made those things up and where I distance from that person because I'm like, well, they're being shady or they're being fake or, things like that. And then, then you're just creating the story in your head. And that may have not been the, uh, the situation, but you assuming you caused that situation, you created that situation, and then now you guys are in a conflict for no reason. So, um, I definitely have gotten better with that, as far as using my voice more and asking questions. And you can go up to the person without being confrontational. Like, we're grown now, so we can, hey, pull that person to the side and be like, did you mean this? Because that's how I took it. And you can go directly to the person and get the facts. Now, if they're like, yeah, that's what I meant, something like that, okay, well, you got the facts and then you handle it that way. But never assume because it's not worth it. It's not because assumptions get you nowhere. And again, it just creates chaos for no reason. So just go directly to that person, get the facts first, and then after the facts, then assess the situation. But yeah, so there was a recent situation where the old ways, the old Nina, I'm thank God for my growth, seriously, because I'm growing and I'm taking time to think about things as they come. And as far as having that patience and not reacting, um, and just thinking about things before I react. Um, so there was, like I said, a recent situation where I assumed one thing like, oh no, this sounds shady. And, I prayed about it and, going to the source, getting that answer from them, it was completely different. So that's what we just have to do, as being grown people. We have to go to the source. Again, it doesn't have to be confrontational. Just ask the person, did you mean it this way? It came off like you meant it this way. Was that the case? And then go from there. But when we create situations in our head and then now you've had that am- animosity against that person for no reason, and you created that yourself. So yeah, let's go directly to the source. All right, y'all. Never assume. Just just be direct with that person. And I feel like it's better face to face, through text messages and emails, things like that. Um, you're not getting what you can get directly in person if you're able to. You can see the person's body language, make eye contact. Things come off differently through texts and emails and things like that. So if you're able to, I would recommend talking to that person face to face. So yeah, I just want to encourage you guys, and put in the chat, in the comments, if you have assumed and made assumptions before, and what happened. Did you ever confront that person? Did you ask them, um, hey, what is this, what it meant? So put in the comments if you ever been through that before. But yeah, so I just want to encourage you to not assume, be direct with whoever you might have a question or something comes off in a negative way. So yeah, that's all I had for y'all. So I again thank you for tuning in to another video, and I hope to see you on the next one. All right, y'all. Bye.